Looking for simple ideas to manage your life and business? You're in the right place. Here you'll find realistic tips and ideas to tame your task list in easy ways. I'm your host, Amy Michaels. Let's get started together with today's episode of the Tame Your Task List podcast. Hi, friend. Today we're going to talk about 3 key ways to getting things done that are important to us. We all have a lot that we would like to do, but when we focus on what's most important to us, magical things seem to happen. Namely, we feel less stressed and we actually start to realize that maybe we don't want to do some of those things that were on our task list before. So let's talk about exactly what I mean. Tip number 1 starts with you looking over your task list or your project list, and I want you to highlight the 3 most important things on that list. It's really simple. You can do that, right? Of course you can. I call this using the power of 3. There's something about our brain having no more than 3 options that helps us to laser focus. And when those other tasks and projects kind of fade away into the background, it lets us tackle those things with more intention, and we usually can get them done in less time because we don't have as many distractions. It's pretty cool, right? Now, in the Power of 3 course, we actually teach you how to take this to the next level by using this strategy 3 days a week without doing anything 4 days a week. Pretty cool, right? It's using the power of 3 to focus on what is most important to you. Okay, tip number 2 is to be the gatekeeper. Now, we talked about this in a previous episode, which was very popular, by the way, because it's just a simple reminder that we decide what comes into our gate, meaning what goes onto your task list or your project list, and what needs to stay on the outside. Now, I've talked about the perhaps list is where I put things that I want to remember, but I'm not fully committing to doing just yet. It's a great strategy, but sometimes we do have too much on our plate. We let too many things in the gate. Joshua Becker has a great YouTube video about subtracting things, which is essentially what a perhaps list does. And when we subtract, it gives us that wiggle room to focus on what really matters. So I'll be sure and share a link to Josh's video below. We need to understand that being the gatekeeper is powerful because we need simple and realistic tools right now. With the world being so busy and noisy and telling us all the things that we should do and we could do, it's so important for us to realize that we have this filter to decide if it is important enough to us to get through the gate and get our precious time, energy, and money. Tip number 3 is to find fun and simple ways to use accountability in a way that works for you. The key here is keeping it simple, and we want to set ourselves up to be successful. When I started deciding I was going to walk on the treadmill, I set an easy goal of 10 minutes. Why? Because I knew that if I set a goal of 20 or 30 minutes, that I was going to make excuses and that I wasn't going to find the time. But 10 minutes is pretty easy to find the time to do. The other thing that I do for accountability for working out is my kids want to stretch and do some free weights and things like that. And they want me to work out with them. Well, that is fabulous accountability because the truth is I feel really good being a role model and working out with them, but I'm also spending time with them, and it gives me the perfect opportunity to encourage them, to teach them, to validate them, and we're having a lot of fun together. Plus, I'm actually seeing some results, so that's pretty cool too. The key is keeping it really simple, setting yourself up to be successful, and finding an element of fun, even if it's something that you really don't enjoy on its own. Speaking of accountability, this is such a key point to being successful in your business and in life. When I work with my clients, we decide what they're going to focus on, we create a realistic plan, but we don't stop there. We check in twice a week for accountability. Accountability for them to make sure they're able to do what we planned, because if it's not working, we need to make some slight adjustments. That's what I do as a focus and accountability coach. We keep working until we find that exact formula that is going to help you be successful in your business and your life. And one of the best things about my coaching program is when my clients graduate out, they built the habits and they don't need me anymore. It is so powerful to watch what they are able to do on their own. And now it's time for our accountability action step. Because I want to support you, each week I offer an accountability action step. I know you're listening because you want to make some changes. You're at point A and you see that point B over there and you're ready to take just a small step to get there. And each week our accountability step invites you to do just that. This week's accountability action step is for you to answer one simple question. Which of the ideas that we shared in today's episode are you going to try? Are you going to use the power of 3 to choose your top 3 priorities? Are you going to improve your gatekeeping skills where you really get to decide what you're committing to doing and what you're going to subtract out? Or are you going to use tip number 3 to use accountability in fun and simple ways? I would love to hear which one you like best. And if you have another tip to share, feel free to leave that in the comments as well. Either way, I have really enjoyed our time together, and I look forward to talking with you again soon. Until then, I'm cheering you on. Thanks so much for joining us for this episode of the Tame Your Taskless podcast. We'd love to encourage you even more to focus your time and energy on what matters most to you in life and business. Connect with us over at tameyourtaskless.com for insights we only share with our email subscribers. We'll see you there.